Gingrich. People like Clapper, Brennan are in danger of going to jail by Jim Hoff for thegatewaypundit.com. Former Speaker Newt Gingrich joined Laura Ingraham on Tuesday night to discuss the ever-expanding Obama deep state scandal. In the last week, we have learned that the Obama campaign inserted spies inside the Donald Trump presidential campaign and used them to try to entrap Trump campaign officials in a fake Russia conspiracy. Now, the Trump campaign officials are speaking out, and it looks like there was more than one Obama spy inside the Trump campaign. This is unprecedented in the history of the United States, and of course, these Obama hacks tried desperately to hide this from the American people. Newt Gingrich here, people like Clapper and former director of the Central Intelligence Agencies, all these guys thought they could get away with this. Now you are watching people who I think in every case are in danger of going to jail if the system works and people are actually tested on. Did you tell the truth under oath? Clapper's a perfect example. Lock them all up and throw away the key. I can go along with that one. Let's take a listen.
Speaker, it is great to see you, but my goodness, this is wild. You have this person, a professor in England, who's making these contacts with various members of the Trump team, throwing the whole timeline into question. Originally we heard from Comey that the investigation really began on July 31st. Now it looks like this particular informant, spy, mole, whatever you want to call him, met with Carter Page early July.
Well, look, it all keeps getting more and more open. Presently, remember there was a reference at one point, very early on, to senior Obama administration people being briefed. Presently, somebody will figure out to ask, what did Valerie Jarrett know, and when did she know it?
I asked that last night on the Angle News.
And what did? Well, you're right on target. What did Barack Obama know, and when did he know it? Because what you're seeing happen is on every single level, and this is what happens with really big scandals. They keep on folding, and they keep on folding, and they keep on folding. So we're now supposed to believe that the Director of National Intelligence was lying to us, the head of the Central Intelligence Agency was lying to us, the head of the Federal Bureau of Investigation was lying to us, the number 2 person of the FBI was lying to us, the Attorney General was lying to us. I mean, she was meeting with Bill Clinton in an airplane in private to talk about their grandchildren. I mean, at what point do you just say, give me a break? And all of this, I believe, was being coordinated by Obama and by Valerie Jarrett and by the White House.
You go right to Obama on this. So you think it's inconceivable that the chief executive officer of the country was not told that they had seen this Carter Page on the list of the foreign policy advisors, and they decided to go into overdrive?
Look, I don't believe, if you look at the total number of things going on, I don't believe in an administration that was as tightly centralized as the Obama administration. You could have had as many different things going on, all of them illegal, without the president having been briefed. Furthermore, I'll give you one other example. The president is emailing Hillary Clinton on her insecure email. They carefully reword the FBI report to avoid telling us that President Obama clearly had to know she was using an illegal email because he's writing to it.
But Newt, remember Susan Rice said President Obama did everything by the books. Remember she wrote that email to herself? I have to mention it in every show. All right, this is what Jim Clapper said today on The View about whether spying really occurred. Let's watch.
Was the FBI spying on Trump's campaign?
No, they were not. They were spying on a term I don't particularly like, but on what the Russians were doing, trying to understand, were the Russians infiltrating, trying to gain access, trying to gain leverage?
Newt, a legitimate inquiry. If the Russians are pulling the strings of the Trump campaign, that's what he says.
First of all, and I've known Jim Clapper for years. I am astounded how bad he looks now. I'm astounded how dishonest and incompetent he looks. I mean, he was a great public servant for many, many years. But when the former director of national intelligence tells you he doesn't like to use the word spying, you have to ask yourself.
That is funny. I didn't think of it until you just mentioned that.
He was the director of national intelligence. What do you think he was in charge of doing? He was in charge of spying. And this whole thing is just, people on the left, I think what happened was, people like Clapper and the former director of the Central Intelligence Agency, all these guys thought they could get away with this because Hillary was going to win. And when Hillary won, the fix would be in, everything would be covered up. And around 10 o'clock on election night, they all began to realize this could get really bad. And they were shifting gears from protecting Hillary, which had been their job for 2 years, to trying to destroy Trump. And now you're watching people who I think in every case are in danger of going to jail. I mean, if the system works and people are actually tested on, did you tell the truth under oath? And then Clapper's a perfect example.
But we have actually, he was talking about that big moment where he didn't tell the truth about the surveillance program. He addressed this today.
The president's calling me a lying machine. Well, okay. What that stems from is an exchange I had with Senator Wyden 5 years ago in March of 2013 about a surveillance program, and he was asking me about one, and I was thinking about another. So I made a mistake, but I didn't lie, so that's what occasioned...
So what you're referencing, though, is that when you said, when you're talking about James Snowden blowing the whistle on the NSA illegally spying, and in 2013 when you were asked about it, you said no. So that is a lie. And
no, it isn't a lie. I'm sorry, it isn't a lie. I was thinking about something else.
I want to buy a vowel at this point. I have no idea.
First of all, I hope General Flynn watched that.
Yeah.
And I hope General Flynn's prepared to go back and say to Mueller now, obviously the Clapper defense, you know, whatever you thought I said, I didn't mean to say, and it wasn't what I said, and I don't know why you thought I said it, because I wouldn't have said it if I'd known you thought I said it, and therefore it can't really be a problem. This tells you how pathetic this is going to
get.
But
this is the intelligence agency. I mean, these are like the most important people in our intelligence that you say is such a consummate professional. It sounds like a bumbling idiot.
Well, what you're watching...
Sorry, I'm being cruel here, I guess, but that's just outrageous.
What you're watching is a man who was a great professional, who's now in a totally impossible situation and ought to get off television, desperately trying to explain and defend the indefensible.
Joy Behar, look, I trust her more with the national intelligence at this point than I would Jim Clapper. Newt, stick around because we have a lot more to get to with you after the angle. But we also want to discuss the latest Russia revelations in the bombshell.
Well, it's all in a nutshell. He can try to worm his way out of it. He can't. And what did Newt say? That he should have avoided television? Yeah, but he's pumping his new book out, you know? That's why he's not avoiding it. Just like Comey incriminated himself with his pumping his new book. So we're going to, listen, Newt knows the deal, and they're in danger of being put away. Bottom line, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching.